As a pizza delivery driver, I had seen my fair share of oddities on the job. But one chilly October night, I encountered something that would forever haunt my nightmares. I received an order for a remote cabin tucked deep within the woods. The directions were vague, but the lure of a hefty tip kept me going. The drive felt endless, the forest closing in around me. Finally, I reached the cabin, a dilapidated structure with a flickering porch light. I hesitated but approached, knocking on the door. A shiver ran down my spine as it creaked open, revealing a dimly lit interior. A woman stood in the shadows, her face obscured. She beckoned me inside, whispering her gratitude for the fast delivery. As I entered, the door slammed shut behind me, and the woman's face emerged from the darkness. Her eyes were wide and glassy, her smile twisted and unnatural. Fear clenched my chest, but before I could react, a deep, guttural growl filled the room. I turned to see a monstrous figure lurking in the corner. Panic surged through me as the woman's voice changed, growing sinister and unnatural. "You're not leaving," she hissed, her voice echoing with an otherworldly malevolence. I fumbled for my phone, but it slipped from my trembling hands. The creature in the corner advanced, its grotesque form now visible in the dim light. It had long, gnarled limbs, each ending in razor-sharp claws. I stumbled back, desperate for an escape. The woman and the creature closed in, their intentions unmistakably malevolent. I sprinted for the door, adrenaline surging. The knob refused to turn, trapping me inside with the horrors. Desperation drove me to kick the door repeatedly until it finally yielded, and I burst out into the cold, moonlit night. I ran through the woods, branches scratching at my skin, heart pounding. Behind me, I could hear their unholy shrieks and the relentless pursuit. I managed to reach my car, peeling out of the forest and back onto the road, my mind racing with the horrors I had witnessed. To this day, I can't erase the memory of that night, the woman's sinister grin, and the grotesque creature lurking in the shadows. It was a pizza delivery gone terribly wrong, a nightmarish encounter that left me forever scarred and questioning the true horrors that can lurk in the darkness. On a stormy night, I received an order for a pizza delivery to an abandoned factory at the edge of town. The address seemed odd, but the promise of a big tip beckoned me onward. When I arrived, the factory loomed like a haunted cathedral against the dark sky. I hesitated but approached the entrance. The door opened with an eerie creak, revealing a flickering light deeper within. Following it, I found a room with a long, dimly lit table and a dozen shadowy figures. They were all dressed in tattered, hooded robes, their faces hidden. One gestured for me to place the pizza on the table. As I did, a chilling chant began, and they raised their hands in unison. Panic welled up within me as I realized I had walked into a sinister ritual. I tried to flee, but the door slammed shut, trapping me with the chanting figures. Their voices grew louder, the room growing colder. Shadows danced on the walls, and an otherworldly presence filled the air. Suddenly, the candles on the table extinguished, plunging the room into darkness. I felt icy fingers brush my skin and a voice whispered in my ear, "You're one of us now." As a pizza delivery guy, I'd been to my fair share of creepy houses, but this one took the cake. It was a decrepit mansion atop a hill, with overgrown vines and a looming sense of dread. I rang the bell, and the door creaked open by itself. Inside, an eerie silence hung heavy. I followed the scent of decay into a dimly lit dining room. There, a lone table was set for two. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, whispering their gratitude for the prompt delivery. I tried to keep my cool, but the candles flickered ominously, casting twisted shadows on the walls. Then, the figure's face came into view, skeletal, with empty eye sockets. My heart raced as I realized I was serving a ghostly patron. I dropped the pizza and bolted for the door. It slammed shut, and the specter floated towards me, wisps of darkness trailing behind. Its cold grip enveloped me, and I felt myself being pulled into the shadows.